these are from magazines. People's lips. She's kind of at this is called a 3/4 view, where she's kind of looking off to the side. She's in the front, and this girl is in the front. Okay, but she's smiling. I kind of like these two because their lips are more relaxed. So remember when we made the lips on our face? We started out with kind of a little smile, right? That's going to be really the only line that you draw. Okay, that's this middle part. Okay, just make it like this. We're not going to exactly draw her lips. We're just kind of looking at them for examples, okay? See this little dip right here? This that I made, see that little part? We're going to go ahead and make that. And then on her lips, there's an angle back towards this line. Hers is an angle, but it angles quicker, okay? So let's just make that angle. We'll just kind of make it a straight angle. But know that it could kind of go like that, okay? Now, people draw lips different ways, guys. So I'm going to show you this way, which I think is kind of neat. This usually has an underneath part here, okay? Or here. Of course, none of them do. So really what it is, it's kind of almost like a little, we're going to think of the lips made up of little spheres because we want them to be like 3D. And some people draw like 3 little balls here. Why do they draw little balls? Because they want the bottom part of your lip, this pink part, to be curved like a sphere, okay? So we're going to shade it like this. Remember when we were shading with our pen and ink, how if it was rounded, we shaded it like this? Do we want the balls to show in the end? No, we don't. Now in her mouth, you can really see, if I could draw a ball here and a ball here. So on the bottom, I want you to think about almost like a pyramid upside down. Like this. And then we're going to go ahead. You can see that in her mouth, guys, you're following along. This is a live demo. Okay, this is a live demo. So I drew 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, like an upside down pyramid. Of course, there's no, I guess the 1 would be the chin, right? But you're going to then go ahead and draw curved lines almost as if they were around that sphere, like this. So to recap, you draw this thing, you draw your mouth, 2 lines, and then I go circle, 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 circle. Of course, we don't want that in the end. We don't want that to look like that in the end. So we're going to go ahead and gently erase all of our circles. And I have never really personally successfully drawn these lip lines. See these? See these little lines? Like the cracks in our lip? I personally have never successfully drawn them. So you're reaching the end of your teacher's expertise here. But hey, if you can do it, I salute you. It always looks like kind of freaky when I do it. I'm doing something wrong. Anyways, there's usually a big highlight on the bottom lip, and the top lip is typically dark. Look, dark value, lighter, darker, lighter, darker, lighter. Now, in this picture, it's not really like that, but one of the clues to why it's not, see her little reflection in her eye? That is a very bright light. So she's lit really brightly. So she's not going to have a ton of shadows. Like she has a little bit of a shadow right here, a little bit underneath her lip, but I can tell that this is a spotlight. You know, she's a model and she's got, so you do have a little bit of shadow here. A little bit of shadow here. Of course, you want it soft. You don't want it to look hairy. And typically, guys, there's like a little bit of a white. You want to erase the outlines, the strong outlines of the lips. Otherwise, it looks like they're wearing a weird lip liner, okay? And you don't really want that, so you'll have to achieve that by shading, especially if you're drawing a man. So again, it just goes back to that idea of drawing light, tonal drawings. If you draw a face and it's filled with a lot of outlines, it will not look right, especially, and the guys will look like they're wearing lipstick, which of course is fine, but if you're not trying to get that effect, then. And then typically the lip has a white outline above it. Don't ask me why, it's just something I know. And I'm going to soften it up a little bit. You don't want to take away all the highlights and stuff, but I'm going to soften it up a little bit with my... Okay? Home stretch time. The nose. Just like I promised you. All these features, even though they're disembodied. I hope this helps. I hope if you've never drawn lips before that you feel a little more comfortable drawing them. And this works with any kind, no matter how the mouth is or no matter how the nose, okay? The nose typically, the nostrils come right to the inside of that tear duct, no matter who you are, okay? Not to the inside of the entire eye, but kind of like near the end. So I don't know if you remember last time where I said, okay, this is the bottom of the nose, but remember that this is the tip of the nose. So we're going to draw that handlebar. Some people will have like little different shapes, but pretty much it's that shape. And remember that we're drawing the parentheses around it. Try to make it even. And these parentheses actually wrap under. Of course, you can't, it's not just a pair of parentheses. It's actual skin folds coming around. So because she's so brightly lit, you can really see under here at the bottom of these handlebars is shaded and there's a highlight on top. So let's go ahead and do that. The tip of the nose is actually kind of between the top of the two nostrils, okay? And usually there's a shadow underneath, pretty dark. Some people are afraid to draw that shadow. They think it's going to look like a mustache, but it really doesn't. And if you don't draw it, it will look weird. I'm looking for my... Oh, here it is. Just smoothing it all out. Again, you can see how all of our work with value is really going to help us. Guys, we're not going to draw a person. I'm just doing this so you get this, all. We are gonna do a figurative piece, but we're gonna it's going to be more of a, and then of course there's that thing in the middle, so you want to have that. So I feel like this always tracks no matter what kind of nose you're drawing. Always. I mean, it's rare that it doesn't work. Sometimes the tip of the nose is like lower down or higher up, but it pretty much always works. You can even see in this one. She's kind of tilted her head down a little bit so you can't really see her nostrils, but they're a little bit there. Keep going. You have about 8 minutes. I want you to keep practicing on these facial features. Where we're going with this, we're going to either, we're going to kind of do a self-portrait, we're going to do a contour drawing, and we're going to do a grid. But it's nice to know how all of these things are put together. What? No, God knows from TJ Maxx. It's a Stash cup. It's not a Stanley, it's a Stash. Fuel mint. They had Stanley cups at TJ Maxx, but they were gray, and I thought that was ugly. I don't care for Stanley cups. They're heavy. Oh, I'm about the fashion. Pretty much completely. Anybody have any questions that you want to? Actually, this is crazy, but I don't think I made this an assignment. Let me just go ahead. I'm going to do it as an